Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga with Britta. Today we have a yoga in bed practice for if you have a foot injury. So we'll have to pretend that this is a bed. And behind me I have a couple of pillows. You'll need those near the end of the class. So let's start on our backs. Place one hand over the navel, one hand over the heart, and breathe. We're going to lay here for a moment and just check in with our bodies, see how we're feeling. Breathe in and fill up the ribs. Exhale. Let's do that again. Feel centered in your body and get ready to begin. Start with the arms out to the sides. Take a breath here and then bring them up, meet them together. Press the palms and fingers together and then float them back down and press into the bed. Trying to get a little bit of shoulder mobility going here. Up and down at your own pace. When you come down, squeeze the shoulder blades together while you're pressing your arms into the bed. And back down again. Let's bring the arms up overhead, one at a time, drawing a circle. Straight up overhead, then come back around. Get the shoulders moving. Let's do one more time on each side. All right, now bring the hands down to the sides, palms down, and press into the bed and lift one leg up at a time. Very slowly and controlled. This is a really good move for helping to balance the hips. When you have a one-sided injury, it's pretty easy to feel like your hips are off a little bit, and this is one that helps bring them back. If you'd like, you could start raising them a little bit higher. Don't forget to breathe. Last one. And back down. Right now we're going to roll over onto the stomach. So find a way to get there that is not uncomfortable for your injured foot. Let's lay down on the mat. Turn your head to one side and relax here for a moment, getting used to the new position. Breathe and fill the ribs up with air again. And exhale. Let's turn the cheek to the other side. It's good for the neck to do both ways. Inhale into the ribs. And exhale. Okay, pick up the head, bring the hands under the shoulders and tuck the elbows into the body and press up just a little bit into baby cobra. Come back down, leave the arms where they are, And put the cheek to one side. Let's do baby cobra again. This time, if your feet are feeling okay, you can press up a little bit more. Lift through the ribs to protect the low back. And back down. Bring the cheek down to the other side and release the arms. Bring the head up, and we're going to lift one leg at a time, just a little bit. Working the back of the body, being very gentle to the legs. You can have the palms facing up or the palms facing down, whichever one feels like you have a little more strength. If it makes the exercise a little bit easier, you decide what works for you. Bring them down and rest the cheek on the bed. Let's take 3 breaths here. Nice and slow. All right, bring the head back up and bring the arms out in front of you. So we've got a straight line from the feet all the way to the fingers. And now we're going to lift up on both sides at the same time for what we like to call Superman. Some people call it banana, and I'm sure there are plenty of other words for this. And breathe. Come back down. We're going to do this 2 more times. Back up. And down. Breathe twice, and then we'll come back up a final time. All right, head up and Superman. This is our last time. Try flexing the muscles of the back while you're in this pose and see if that helps. And release. Come back down, lay the cheek down to one side, and relax for a little bit. Next, we'll be moving into seated poses. So we'll take a minute here to breathe and rest, and then find your way up to seated. All right, let's move to seated. You can start with the legs out in front of you. Bring one leg so the foot is against the thigh. If this does not work for you, for your injured foot, bring one leg forward and one leg out. So let's stretch up, lift the ribs, and out over the extended leg. You can grab on to the ankle or the calf. You can cross your arms to help bring a little bit more weight coming down. All of these are valid options. It's good to stay in stretches for a nice long period of time because it takes a while for the muscles to release. Right. Press back up to seated and switch legs. So I've got my left leg going out straight in front of me, raising my arms up overhead, lift the ribs, come down over that leg. Again, finding any position that feels good for holding on onto the leg. Ankle, foot, calf, folding the arms, and leaning forward. Okay, press back up and take both legs wide. So right arm to right ankle. Take hold of the ankle or the calf, or just lay the arm alongside the leg. Raise the left arm up and stretch over in the direction of the foot. Now bring that arm down to the opposite side of the right leg. Continue the stretch. Each slight change that we make stretches a little bit different of a spot on the body. Now bring the arm back up, this time opening up and stretching. So instead of this more ribs closed position, I'm turning out towards the left, opening my ribs up this way and stretching over. I'm propping myself up with the right arm. And back down to the first way. We're just reaching the arm overhead towards the feet. Right, press back up to center, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So reach the left arm out towards the left ankle, right arm up overhead, and point the fingers towards the toes. Right, continue the movement, taking hold of the opposite side of the left leg and stretch. All right, press into the left hand for balance. Bring the right arm back up. Rotate the ribs so they're starting to point up a little bit, and then stretch the arm up over the head. Don't forget to breathe. And back to the first stretch where we're reaching overhead, pointing the fingers towards the toes. All right, come back up. And now we're going to flow between the right and left. Get a little movement. We just did a bunch of static stretching. And so here is what it looks like to flow between the two. Come on and join me. For me, this feels very balancing to the hips because we're moving back and forth. Each side of the hips is getting some movement. Let's do it 2 more times each side. That's 1. And final 1. All right, let's do some shoulder circles. And forwards. Move the shoulders forwards, one at a time. All right. Bring the legs back to front facing, find a comfortable seat. This time we're going to work into figure 4. So take the right leg, cross it over the left. Take hold of the knee, hold the shin in place, whatever makes you feel like you're steady and comfortable in this pose, and then lean forward, stretching out the hip, the side of the leg. If this doesn't feel comfortable or possible, and this is more comfortable, you can lean forward like this as well, with both legs on the bed. We don't have one leg crossed over the other. So go ahead and play with that and see what works for you. Let's switch sides. Cross the leg or do the figure 4 on the bed like this and lean forward. What we don't want to have happening is the ankle on top of the knee joint. We don't want to add pressure to the knee. All right, then you can pull the leg up, rock the joint. Just do this for a few seconds. And then switch to the other side and do the same thing. Rock the joint. Next, we'll be laying back down on our backs, and we will want the pillows pretty soon, so have those ready. All right, let's come to laying down. We'll start on our back with our knees up. You can take the knees out wide or narrow, just depending on how you're feeling and what you're looking for. Just start rolling back and forth. Little massage to the back. Roll around and find what's comfortable. Okay, now it's time for our props. So this is for the Psoas Release. When you have reduced mobility with a foot or knee injury, sometimes you'll find that you've got tightness in the back or through the hips, and doing a Psoas release is very helpful. So we'll lay in this position for about a minute, but this is something that you can do for even 3 minutes at a time and can be very beneficial. So place the pillows behind you and slowly, carefully lay back over them. I need to scoot up just a little bit more. Bring the arms out where they're comfortable or hold them here, whatever feels good. I'm just gonna bring mine up to the side. Here we're just going to breathe and allow the muscles to slowly release. Give them time. Sometimes this one requires a little bit of patience because you'll feel yourself holding some tension in the low back or the shoulders. You just have to let them release a little bit at a time until you can relax comfortably. So we're going to stay here for about a minute and let the props work their magic. Halfway there. Ten more seconds. All right, start to slowly work your way out of it. If you need to bring one leg up to kind of push yourself over to roll, that's fine. Whatever helps you get up safely and comfortably. Go ahead and remove the pillows. We won't need them again. And come back to laying down. Now it's time for a spinal twist. So bring up the left leg and the right arm, cross the body, and take hold of the leg. Start to twist, bringing the knee down. It's okay if the knee doesn't reach the ground, and if the left shoulder doesn't stay planted, find a spot that's comfortable for you and breathe in the twist. All right, start to unwind. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So right knee, left arm, pull the knee across the body. Find that comfortable spot for your twist. Find the comfortable stopping spot for your twist, even if the shoulder isn't down, even if the knee isn't down. If you want to prop it, you can place a pillow under the knee. Sometimes that feels good. Don't forget to breathe. All right, start to untwist, come back down to laying. Find a comfortable spot, making little adjustments to the shoulders, arms, legs. We'll do a short Savasana to allow the body to integrate everything we just did. Find a restful, balancing place after all the movement. Just be quiet with our thoughts for a little bit. Focus on the breath. Feel the rise and fall of the chest. Don't put any effort into regulating the breath. Just breathe and notice how you're feeling. Now bring the awareness to the mind and the thoughts. Allow the thoughts to just come and go. Don't engage with them, just let them be, so you can feel peaceful. Then just begin to notice how you feel in your body. Pay attention to the sensations that are occurring. If you have a little pain point on your next breath, inhale and imagine the air is going to that spot to help it out, to help it relax and feel better. This is Savasana. You can stay here as long as you like. 5 or 10 minutes would be really beneficial. But we'll end here today. And when the video ends, you can stay or you can be done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was a really helpful practice for your injury, and I hope you get back to feeling better really soon. Namaste.